Hello everybody, this is Franklin with
OpenSourceVegan.com.
And if you didn't catch that, that's OpenSourceVegan.com. And today I'm really excited to share with you a local grocery store friendly, bachelor friendly, budget friendly, crowd pleasing, cafeteria tested split pea soup recipe. Why do I call this recipe cafeteria tested? I actually don't work at a cafeteria anymore, but I call it cafeteria tested because many different taste buds have tried this and they have loved this. I've been doing this recipe for over a year and I know that this will be a good recipe for you to try. Now, if you do the world's easiest crowd-pleasing vegan waffle recipe for breakfast, and then you do this amazing split pea soup recipe for lunch, somebody is going to say, bless you. Somebody's going to love you just because of making these two recipes. And guess what? It's cheap and easy to do, but somebody will think it's really fancy. Now, I want to say hello to everybody that has subscribed to the channel after watching this waffle recipe that I did on the last YouTube video. And I know I've been away from YouTube, I've been away from OpenSourceVegan.com, but hey, today I'm here and I'm really excited to share with you this recipe. So with no further ado, let's get in the kitchen and cook. I have to share with you something very important about cooking this split pea soup. Now, personally, I use a pot. Other people can use a crock pot. I think actually using a crock pot is better because you can just put the ingredients in there and just basically forget about it. But I use what I have, and what I have is a pot. And I remember I was making split pea soup for my church, and I also wanted to make it for myself. So I made 2 batches of split pea soup in 2 different pots. Now, I used the same time to cook them, I used the same temperature to cook them, and I tried the split pea soup that I made for myself and other people, not for church. And the soup came out really good. It was like it normally tastes. It was excellent. And so I assumed that the other pot was also cooked as well, and I took that to church. Lo and behold, I actually brought to church uncooked split peas. And there was a difference with the pot, and I didn't realize that the pot actually makes a difference. So I want to show you the 2 pots that I use, and I'm actually going to use these pots today, and you will see a difference with them. Alright, this is the pot that actually, you can look at the base, this pot actually took longer to cook with. And so I really don't like this base. I really don't like cooking with this pot specifically. Now, hopefully you can see on this video that this pot right here, it has a better base. And I like the thinner, I think the more solid but kind of still thinner base than this one. You might be able to see a difference in the 2 pots. I hope you can. If you cannot see a difference, you will notice a difference when you start cooking. So just pay attention to that and make sure before you serve food to people, make sure it's cooked. I just assume that since one pot was cooked, the other pot will be cooked, and that is an OpenSourceVegan.com tip that I think that you will appreciate. Now I'm going to really start cooking. Okay, I have put 12 cups of water in both of these pots. I probably started this pot right here about 20 seconds sooner than I did with this pot, but this pot is still taking its time to boil, even though they're on basically the same temperature. Actually, this is slightly on a higher temperature than this one, and you can see that this makes a big difference again with the basis of the pots, and this will affect how fast the pots are actually going to cook the split pea soup. Okay, now I'm going to start adding ingredients to the pot. So I'm going to start with the split peas. And basically you can get 1 pound of split peas, which will equal about 2 cups, a little bit more than 2 cups of split peas. And so this recipe calls for 4 cups of split peas. So I'll go ahead and put that in the pot. And I'm going to, and then my next ingredient that I'm going to put in there is going to be celery. I'm going to put in here 3 stalks of celery as well. And then after that is 3 carrots. Alright, one ingredient I forgot to put in there was the 4 medium potatoes that are diced. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there as well. And I also want to say, if you just saw me fight the split pea soup, the split peas to put them in the pot. I actually did put the whole 4 cups of split peas in there. I just cut the video so I could easily put it in there. Okay, now what I'm going to put in this pot is going to be 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and 4 teaspoons of salt. And I'm going to reduce the temperature down to maybe medium heat, and I will occasionally stir it until it's done. I actually have one more ingredient to put in this pot, and it's going to be 1 diced onion. So that is going in there. Basically, what's in this recipe is 12 cups of water, 4 cups of split peas, 4 medium potatoes, 3 ribs of celery, 3 medium carrots peeled and chopped, 1 medium onion chopped, 4 teaspoons of salt, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And again, it's on medium temperature, and I'm going to occasionally stir it, and it should be done within an hour. While I am waiting for the split pea soup to finish cooking, I also want to show you what I'm getting ready to do today, and that is to make a whole lot of waffles. I probably am going to make at least 100 waffles with these waffle irons today, and I intend to give 50 of them as a gift. I'm also going to be making waffles for an upcoming waffle breakfast that will be this Sunday at church. And what is interesting is with these 4 waffle irons, I can make 50 waffles in an hour and 30 minutes or less. Now, some of you have asked, how can I get this waffle iron? What is the brand of this waffle iron? And I just want to show you the brand name of the waffle iron. It's an Oster, and it's a Belgium flip double waffle maker. You can get this at Walmart for $50. It definitely is worth it. I have been using different waffle irons as I've been doing waffle breakfast for a countless number of times, and this is my favorite waffle iron. And you might not make 50 at a time like me or 100 at a time like I do, but you can use these waffles to make a 30-minute or less meal for a family of 4. I mean, you just can do this really simply if you use 1 or 2 of these waffle irons, and it definitely will be worth the investment. Again, I want to show you the difference with cooking these split peas with the 2 different pots. You can see this pot right here is still taking its time, it's slow time to cook the split peas. They will eventually be done, it just takes longer with this pot. And I have this pot on a higher temperature actually than I do with the other pot. And this pot is basically done cooking the split peas. I actually about halfway through had to change the temperature from medium to about halfway to medium. But it just does a wonderful job in cooking the split peas. And in a little bit, I'll show you the finished product. Here is the finished product of the split pea soup recipe, and oh, does it taste so good. Now, if you want, again, to see the recipe or read the recipe, you can see it in the description of this YouTube video. I want to end this video today and talk to you about people that did something that was greater than themselves, bigger than themselves. And they decided to go to the city of San Antonio and show them how much they care about that city. And they got together and donated over $20 million in free health care. I've seen some of the news clips and I've seen other videos, and I was just really impressed. And I was so impressed that I want to put some of those videos in the description of this YouTube video. Also, I believe that they were impressed to do that, many of them, because of principles contained in the book called The Ministry of Healing. Now, if you've been following OpenSourceVegan.com, you know OpenSourceVegan.com highly recommends that book. And today we're going to do something different. For anyone who wants that book, the first 5 people that say they want The Ministry of Healing, OpenSourceVegan.com will ship that to you, no matter if you are in Istanbul, or no matter if you're in China, or no matter if you're in Brazil. As long as the post office will send the book to you, the first 5 people that say they want the Ministry of Healing, the book will be shipped to you, because OpenSourceVegan.com believes in it so much. And you can contact OpenSourceVegan.com on the YouTube page or the Facebook page, OpenSourceVegan.com, or you can connect with us on Twitter at OpenSourceVegan, or you can send an email to OpenSourceVegan@gmail.com. Whatever method you do, at least the first 5 people that say they want the Ministry of Healing will get it. Now, I want to say, no matter what your religious persuasion is, I believe everybody should read the Ministry of Healing. One of the reasons why is because this is a great historical book. For those who are plant-based eaters, I think you would really like the chapter that talks about what this author thought about how people are just eating animals, and it talks about animal cruelty in the Ministry of Healing. And I believe for that alone, looking at this from a 19th century perspective, I believe that is very impressive and is very relevant even today. And I believe if you just got that book just to read that chapter, you would be blown away. But there's so many other Christ-centered, Bible-based principles that if we really implemented them in our life, we would understand what true healthcare is all about. And that's what I would like to promote today. And I want to say until next time, this is Franklin with OpenSourceVegan.com.
OpenSourceVegan.com.
Want to learn more about health? OpenSourceVegan.com highly recommends you read the book, The Ministry of Healing.